All right, well, during the pandemic, scientific researchers found themselves not only battling the virus, but also misinformation that spread rapidly thanks to social media. Well, now we're finally getting a glimpse at how researchers feel about having to combat false and misleading information. Yahoo Finance says Anjalee Khemlani has the results of a new survey in a first on Yahoo Finance. So, Anjalee, what have you learned?
That's right, Rochelle. We got the study from Elsevier that really looks at and surveyed thousands of scientists across the world. And we have some specific U.S. data that I found quite interesting. First, to take a look at 78% of those researchers saying that the pandemic increased the importance of science and communication. We know that that's something that we saw happen throughout the pandemic as we saw the pace of information really just spread like wildfire. If you remember the hydroxychloroquine debates, you know, there were preprints coming out at rapid speed that said it worked, and then preprints coming out at rapid speed that said it didn't work. And so that's another thing that has really come out is the importance of preprints. Definitely convinced some people that they're useful when given the right context. And so as you can see on your screen, a lot more details there. What I thought was interesting too was the number of researchers that also feel it is their duty now to be on social platforms and really help to elevate the conversation and give more context on their own research. Previously, we'd seen that they sort of take a behind-the-scenes role in that. And I asked one of the top journals, The Lancet, the managing director there, about how things are going, especially now, you know, that we've seen a little bit of the fallout from Twitter and the new ownership. And here's what she had to say.
I think we're waiting to see what happens. I don't think they see it as a loss. And I think very much they see the pandemic as a special situation that has now passed on. And they're simply looking at social media as the array of tools for scientific communication rather than the dominant one.
So as you can hear, you know, a lot of focus on whether or not Twitter will remain useful, but just the idea that they need more tools in order to be able to disseminate proper information. And this really goes back to, I think the importance to highlight here is that it's really about healthcare dollars and spend on R&D and clinical trials, because all that is where we see that, you know, shift into the publication. So really a part of that whole health ecosystem. Really interesting to see how they're shifting, adapting to the times right now.
And we'll have to see on Twitter. Obviously, they have that community function to try and do a bit of fact checking and add context, but still early days when you consider something as serious as a COVID pandemic. Thank you so much, Anjalee Khemlani, for giving us that update.